What is up, everybody? Welcome to FPL Source, the Game Week 5 preview. We're just going to be going through our points from last week and our teams for this week in a nice, short, concise video. So, without any more delay, let's jump into my team for how I did last week. It was my wildcard week. If you guys watched our video last week, you will know. So some of it went correctly, some of it went kind of badly. Let's start off with big man Ron. He basically broke my team and wildcarded to get this man in and captain him. And that did work out, luckily. It was one of the most enjoyable games I've seen for many a year, watching him Ronaldo's second debut and score twice in his return to the Premier League. So yeah, like 26 points there for my captain. Everybody basically had the same problem with Antonio getting the red card, so that's a stupid -1, but anyone who doesn't really have Antonio is not really anyone to worry about, so we're all in the same boat. Then Salah came through, I kept him and he got his goal, which was nice, and he got an assist from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who along with his clean sheet got a 12 points. So nice Liverpool boys coming through. Shaw also got the assist for one of Ronaldo's goals, even though he lost his clean sheet, so he came with a 5. Semedo, who was almost Marcel, got a clean sheet, but Marcel got a clean sheet and 2 assists, so kind of annoyed there. That was 150-50 that didn't turn out correctly. Then I went Raya over Sanchez to be kind of smart on my wild card, and Raya lost his clean sheet to Sanchez's Brighton at the last minute. So that's kind of annoying because, you know, he was doing just as well as Sanchez, so I would have taken a 0-0 there. I wouldn't really have minded. But obviously now I lost that clean sheet, whereas basically everyone has Sanchez, they gained that clean sheet. Then, although I didn't start Duffy, so I didn't have any Brighton defense. Duffy did come on for Calvert-Lewin, who I had and who missed the game through injury, which we all know too well because we were misinformed by Sir Rafa. And then the mid-price midfielders, Jota, Rafinha and Sarr, all blanked. So I'm going to have to just hold faith with those for another couple weeks.
Although, just as a comment, I mean, you did kind of say this when you did your wild card that you're probably going to have points sitting on your bench that's going to upset you, and you literally got both your Duffy and Livramento on your lowest budget defenders.
Exactly. The defenders came through this week. Luckily, I had Calvert-Lewin to go off, and I had someone good on my first bench position. Gave me an extra 5 points, brought me up to a total of 70 points. Which brought my rank up from 6,000 in the world to 5,100th. So, not a bad week. It could have been better. I could have been sitting in like triple digits right now, but I'm not going to complain because I did get a green arrow. So, we move. So, yeah, not too bad. Okay, Kyle, we move on to your team. How did you do?
So, last week I scored 75 points. It's pretty decent. Unfortunately, Calvert-Lewin didn't play. And Gilmore, who I put in from Norwich, also didn't play, which is strange. Norwich's fixtures do flip this next week. That's why he's in the team. So holding thumbs for that. My backline, the ones that you guys said I pumped too much money in, were my biggest point scorers. Everyone returned, every single one of my defenders, so I'm pretty happy about that. I captained Mo Salah, who scored. Excellent. Happy days. The only one who didn't return on my team was Rafinha. Obviously, Jack Grealish got that 1 point, that sweet 1 point for the clean sheet.
That's not a return.
Rafinha's still going. That's
not a return. You joke.
That's a return.
You lie to
3
yourself.
points. What are you even saying?
A return is 4 more. Clean sheets for midfielders are basically like appearance points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloody badge. Thanks for participating.
Yeah.
There you go. Rafinha didn't do anything. Obviously, they were playing against Liverpool, down a man. They had 10 men. Didn't expect much from that. So overall, really decent week, except for DCL. That wasn't decent. It was DCL. Next week, guys, hopefully it's better.
And your rankings, you went from what to what?
I went from, I think it was 1.6 to just under 1 million now.
Well done. Moving on up.
Yeah.
Okay, then we shall move to Jadel's team.
Right, so I had quite a shocker of a weekend. After taking my own advice with reasonable relishes, they really let me down. So I'll just start. Sanchez with the return clean sheet. I was pretty happy about that. Trossard's goal last minute was also quite a banger. Shaw with the assist. Dinia only with the 2, so I'm a bit upset about that. Not getting the clean sheet. Regulon also with a 1, so I think he must have got a yellow card. I think he did. And then Tanganga being sent off. And yeah, it was just, it didn't look too good from the Spurs point of view, especially Dyer is also injured now. Not too sure how long he'll be out for, but that does cause some concerns for me, especially with him, as you'll see with my wild card. Grealish, honestly, I think he's getting close to being taken out my team. I've put in the faith there just because I know of his quality and City and stuff, but yeah, I think there's better places to be spending my money than on a 8 mil non-returner. Salah with a goal, I'm pretty happy about that. Thank goodness I captain Salah. It's my best points besides maybe Fernandes. So either my vice captain could have saved me there, but either way, it doesn't really get me much. Saw with no return, I was a bit upset about that. Greenwood, what is that, a 5? I can't actually.
Yeah, it's a 5. You got an assist.
Sorry about that. Yeah, he also did reasonably well. Antonio, obviously, with the -1 everyone spoke about, and then King came on for DCL with a 1. I would have preferred to have Duffy there, but who would have thought that would have happened? So that didn't happen.
Yeah, a bit of a shocker. What did you move from?
I can't even remember. I was below the million mark, I think, like 900k. So now I think I'm back up to 1.4, something like that.
5, yeah. So you basically swapped with Kyle.
Pretty much, and yeah,
Did a swap.
it also shows you how close everyone is in that million mark. So if you drop points, you see the red arrow, you drop quite a lot of positions. So just gotta pick up my chin and carry on.
But that's the game. That's FPL. You had a really good team. Unfortunately, it was just one of those game weeks.
Exactly. I took my own advice at the wrong time.
You just got to rub some dirt in it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Just gotta embrace it, you know?
But it's cool. It gives you the incentive to put
Wildcard?
Yeah, to wildcard. You have clicked it. So
Definitely. Yeah, that was the first thing I did when I saw all these suspensions and so on. Yeah.
So stay tuned until right at the end. We shall do the reveal for the 2nd week in a row. Clickbait. Okay, moving on to how my team is shaping up for next week. So as you can see, Antonio and Calvert-Lewin both have red flags. They are not going to play this week. That means I need to decide what to do with them. Either one or both is going to go. I'm basically decided that Antonio is going to stay. I can bench him for 1 week. I wasn't expecting him to get returns against Man United anyways. Maybe he was, but wouldn't have been good for sure. So I'm pretty glad that he basically misses this match. It gives me an easy decision to make to rather sell Calvert-Lewin, keep Antonio, play him against Leeds the next week, and Brentford, I think, the week after. So Calvert-Lewin has 2 choices that I'm going to go to. He's either going to move to Bamford or to Jimenez. Leaning towards Bamford at the moment, just because Wolves have only scored 2 goals in their 4 games, whereas Leeds have scored 4 goals, and we know Leeds can score probably easier than Wolves can. And I just think that Bamford is going to be a big chunk of those goals. So I think they've got a higher ceiling. So this is probably going to be how my team is set up for the weekend, except Bamford is going to be in place of Calvert-Lewin.
I do have a question for you.
Go for it.
In terms of Jota being in the team, how long are you giving him till you expect returns?
I am giving him 2 more weeks, I think, before I get upset. Yeah, so I'm not gonna. I mean, 6 to 8 million midfielders. You sort of have to like take a couple blanks in a row. You can't just change them out after 2 blanks, because chances are 3rd game they're gonna score.
But his returns are on their way.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm sure of it. It's just surprising he didn't score last week. So yeah.
Well, Mane, bro. That was because of Mane. Honestly, he could have hauled. He could have had 2 assists and a goal if Mane played a little bit better. And
I didn't enjoy Sadio Mane's performance. He was lucky to get a goal right at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, Salah, Jota, not worried about at the moment. Saar, on the other hand, this is probably his last week. If he doesn't score versus Norwich this week, he's going to go to probably Gallagher or to Doucouré. So
Doucouré over Gray.
Gray is, as we've spoken, he's overperforming his XG by the most in the league. Doucouré's heat map is way better. I don't expect it to last, no. But if it does, then I'm going to have to consider him as well. But I think they're both on the same price, both on the same plane right now for me. So yeah, maybe I'll see after this week against Aston Villa, if one of them outshines the other, then I can make my decision if Saar doesn't return. Then I'm playing 4 at the back, obviously, because Antonio's benched this week. I've got Semedo versus Brentford. Alexander-Arnold is joining the other 2 Liverpool midfielders against Crystal Palace at home. Then we've got the Duffy, who I wasn't going to play, is going to play this week against Leicester at home. So, it's going to sort of cancel out the Sanchez clean sheets if they do get a clean sheet. It's more just giving me coverage there. Starting to regret my Raya pick from from Brentford against Wolves.
It was Maverick.
Because this week is his last easy fixture before he gets 3 reds in a row. So I don't know why I did that, but I thought it was possible. And he was getting a few saves. So if he doesn't get a clean sheet this week, and if Sanchez does get a clean sheet this week, then I'm definitely going to have to think about making a goalkeeper transfer, which is something I don't want to do. So I really hope he gets a clean sheet this week. And then, as we said, Rafinha has to start banging this week. Leeds have to turn it on sooner rather than later. And captain is between Ronaldo and Salah. What do you guys think? I know we mentioned Trent Alexander-Arnold as one of the best picks this week as well. And I did do a cheeky Trent captain in game week 2, and it did work out. So I don't know. It's basically Ronaldo, Salah, or Trent this week for me.
Although, you know what, to be fair, to give credit to Crystal Palace, they have all of a sudden rocked up into form. So is that clean sheet a full-on guarantee? We don't know.
So maybe not.
Stick to the side of Ronaldo's.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo is going to continue bringing through goals consistently. That's just what he does. He's a goal scorer.
Without the Antonio threat, it might give him a bit more sort of time on the pitch. It might not be as much of a...
And he got taken off at 70 minutes last night, so it means he's coming for this. He's coming for every game this year. He's going to play in every single game.
Which is surprising, because I honestly didn't think he was going to be able to be managed. Like, I thought it would be like Cavani, where we see him once in the blue moon kind of thing.
No, I'm happy.
Seem like he's out there for that.
But that's me. Basically just have to decide between Jimmy and Bamford and decide on my captaincy. But pretty set. Just looking at Raya and Saar as the people on the chopping block. Alrighty, Kyle, we move to your team and how it's set up.
I haven't made my transfers for this week yet. I'm still planning out a strategy. But I'm going to sell Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Bamford or Ings. I haven't decided yet. Probably Bamford because of their fixtures. And I'm going to play Bamford instead of Soufal. So it will transfer to a 3-5-2. I am going to play Gilmore because that's why he was in my team from the beginning of the season, was because Norwich's fixtures do shift at this point in the season. That's why he's there. He has proven that he can score goals. I think he scored a hat-trick pre-season. Very impressive. I don't know. He is my differential option, so I'm hoping for that. Rafinha is in my team, obviously. I am going to captain Jack Grealish this week because I don't have Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, Salah.
And I think
Grealish over Salah.
I'm going to captain Grealish over Salah because of Southampton. Southampton is just extremely poor.
But what about Lukaku just versus Tottenham, and they've just lost?
That's also a definite option. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's also a definite option, Jade.
Yeah, you've got options. You do have options.
I do have options. I feel like Lukaku, Salah, or Grealish are my top 3 options.
But also, to be fair, if you're feeling Grealish this week, I'm happy with that because I do have Grealish in my team, so I wouldn't mind too much if he does start getting returns, but I don't think I'll be captaining him. But if you're feeling it, then great.
Trot into that left side of the box and he's going to bang one in. That's what I think.
Love to see it.
Yeah, he needs a proper goal, I think. He needs like a quality goal to set him off.
I agree. And guys, I do have a lot of money in my back line. And I'm happy to have it there because Trent Alexander-Arnold, Luke Shaw, Ruben Diaz, these guys are returning week in, week out. I'm extremely happy. Whether it's clean sheets or it's an assist.
One thing though, with your Shaw, obviously you're planning on moving that along sometime soon. Maybe.
Before Game Week 7, yeah.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So when the fixtures switch, Reece James is coming into my squad. It's going to be a straight swap.
Did you guys see Rudiger's run last night?
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was crazy. If he scored that, I definitely was going to get him into my team instead of James, dude.
I had Antonio Rudiger last season, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, no, Tuchel, as we said, he's a class above the rest with the defensive coaching right now.
Indeed. But yeah, guys, other than that, I don't have much news with regards to my team. Calvert-Lewin out, Bamford in.
Okay. And you sold on that?
Yeah, I am contemplating playing my wild card, but I think I'm going to hold off on it for a while.
I think you are ahead of the curve having Lukaku, so I don't think you need a wild card. I think you should
need a wild card.
Save it.
I'm going to say
you don't really need to break your team. They'd only be tinkering, so rather do it game week by game.
And if I were to play my wild card, it would be maximum 4 transfers.
Exactly.
And that's not enough.
No,
I would want 5, 6, 7, you know.
Cool. So now the time everybody's been waiting for.
The drum roll.
Okay, so Jade's wildcard team.
Yeah, so I've done quite a big change up here. My backline is pretty much completely changed, just besides the low pointers there. Duffy still remains. He kept his spot. Well done, Duffy. But other than that, James is in, Marcel's in, after Brandon said. So I've gone the other way. We'll see who wins this battle. Tierney, because of Arsenal's fixtures, I'm not going to lie, I am really frightened about that decision because I hate Arsenal.
You shouldn't be.
I don't know, but at the same time, it's Arsenal. They should perform. So...
One win against Norwich, and suddenly everyone is going for Arsenal defenders.
No, but
he's going to score assists. That's exactly. A fact.
Tierney's a really great wing back, so he should be getting points regardless of clean sheets and stuff. But let's see. Hopefully, Arsenal pull their stocks up. Otherwise, he will be out very quickly. I'm not going to hold on to that and hope for nothing. Keeping Sanchez, obviously, I wanted to stay with the 4.5. I've been happy with Sanchez. Greenwood got to keep his position. I am tempted to move that on to Pogba, but I am undecided. I don't know about Greenwood's minutes.
Greenwood got rested for young boys, though. Think about it. He didn't play. He's being saved for the league, which is crazy, and it's scary.
It's good to know. So, I mean, I'm hoping for the best. That's why he's so far he's in my team.
I think
Grealish stayed. Grealish, I must say, is on thin ice. I am expecting returns soon. Otherwise, he is out for 8 mil. I think I can spend my money a little bit better. Salah's still there. He's my vice captain. I think the captaincy will be between him and Ronaldo. Rafinha I brought in with their fixtures. Gray I also brought in because he's banging right now and he's quite cheap. So I thought, yeah, he's a perfect slot in. Then Ronaldo I brought in for who was my I can't even remember.
Antonio DCL.
Yeah, it was the other guy. It wasn't one of them because I plan to buy back Antonio and DCL at some point if their form comes back once they're done with suspensions. But because of wildcard, it'll be pointless to hold on to a player who's not playing.
It was Josh King.
Yeah, it was King. Pretty much. Because of dropping Fernandez and getting Gray, I could do that huge swap, basically, that I think you also did similar.
Yeah.
So I've got Bamford in now because of the red cards and the injury. But I do plan, I have some money in the bank. I have enough money to buy back DCL or Antonio with Hwang. So I'll see how that goes. So that's partly some of my idea. Otherwise, I can spend the money in my defense and get Trent Alexander-Arnold for Tierney, which is a consideration. But I'd also feel like then my team will be stuck and I won't really have much rotation.
Maneuverability, so to speak.
Yeah,
wiggle room.
Exactly. That's a good way to say it. So I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I can buy back Antonio or DCL or possibly even Wilson if he starts picking up form because he's also got good fixtures for Wang. So I think for now my team is set. And I'll just sort of play it by ear when those players start returning and see which one is more worth bringing in over the others. But yeah,
I think your team looks very attractive. It looks like a team, people want. It's well thought out.
Excited about this. The risk by bringing James in this game week already. I know he plays City next week, which is probably the tough one. But considering the injuries that just all...
I have to excuse our South African internet here. But yeah, basically, I think the only thing that has caught my eye there is the lack of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So
I agree.
Jade,
I
I
don't
see
know
you
where you
back.
guys
You
are
back.
now.
And maybe
Yeah,
from
I'm
game
back.
week 7, are you thinking of bringing Lukaku in for Cristiano?
Yes, definitely planning on doing the moving forward. So to Lukaku, to Kane. Also, Kane has a good run, and then back to Ronaldo. I have even thought about bringing in both, like getting Lukaku and Ronaldo, but I don't think it's worth it with their fixtures, especially the way they just sync up the way they do, to have 2 12-pointers and maybe one blanking one game week. So you kind of want them to continuously be on the roll there. I do also have enough money, ironically enough, to bring in Vardy for Bamford right now, which is quite tempting considering Leicester's fixtures, but I am a bit concerned. It will leave me the same with Trent's predicament, which will leave me with no wiggle room. My team will kind of be set as it is, and then that is it. And I don't like that. I don't like knowing that I'm gonna have to break things just to
Well,
start
Grealish
changing
can be
things.
your fund provider once you upgrade
True.
someone.
True. If I drop him down, that is true. I don't know. I'm playing with a lot of thoughts here. As soon as you start wildcarding, the world opens, like you're seeing for the first time, and you just start tasting all these tasty treats, and you're like, oh, a little bit of this one, a little bit of this
Yeah.
one.
I like your
Hard to make
Brandon
fun.
Williams signing. I think that's a good
Yeah.
shot.
He was just because he's the only one of the only 4.0 defenders that are still starting, and he's a win back. So I'm keen on keeping him for now. I would have got Livramento, but then that takes some of my budget, and I didn't kind of want to do that at the moment. But yeah, I went for Williams.
That's good.
Shot in the
player.
dark, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying the only noticeable thing is that there's no Trent, and I think
Yeah.
we backed Trent up so much. He's almost like a must-own in my eyes. He's
That's why I said I'm scared that I don't own him, but at the same time, it breaks my team again, and I kind of don't want to do that.
Okay.
I do
Well, it's
like having.
very brave, and if it works, then it could be very advantageous for you. But it's also everyone has Trent, so when he does give that 15-point haul, it's gonna hurt.
It does. It has been hurting.
But yeah, otherwise it's looking good. It's gonna be the battle of the Marcel versus Semedo for the next few weeks with
For
us.
me and you.
And
Yeah, it'll be interesting who wins that one.
yeah. And then I guess also the battle of Greenwood versus Jota is
And I guess it's true in that one directly. And also, I guess with your sneaky plan of either Decore and who was the other option there?
Gray or
No,
Gallagher.
there was-
Gallagher.
Yes. That would also be interesting because all of them are around about the same price right now. So yeah, that also will be quite interesting to see.
Yeah,
what-
but it's looking
what-
good.
It's
It's
also a
looking better.
Lukaku versus Cristiano battle, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, but I think considering Chelsea's fixture, I think Ronaldo will win it for now. But in game week 7, I think it'll swing back to Lukaku.
Yeah, if Lukaku outscores Ronaldo in the next 2, then we got problems.
Then we do have
trouble.
problems. It's true.
But yeah, otherwise it's looking good. Excited.
It is. It is looking good.
Now you need to catch us back in
I'm
the
keen.
in the 100,000s. Get out of that million.
Hopefully,
bracket.
that's my plan. And I do have a couple differentials. So I'm hoping that
Yeah.
gets me there.
I think you will. But usually with wildcard teams, it takes a week or two to kind of kick in.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I'm hoping to pick the one that kicks in from the get-go.
Yeah,
though.
this is my second week of wildcard. So if this week doesn't go well for me, then it's not good. It's not good news.
Yeah. That's a terrible feeling, though, I must say. I'm a bit worried, but I think I've done the right thing. Considering that Antonio and DCL right now are
Yeah.
unplayable, I think I had to wildcard.
Nice.
All right.
Cool. Well, then I guess that is the end of the episode. Good luck for the weekend.
Yeah.
We've got Friday night football, so that's a plus. Everybody likes Friday night football.
Indeed.
And yeah, we'll catch you on next week around Wednesday-ish. I think we're going to start releasing the reviews of the previous week, and then the Thursdays we'll release the preview of the next week. So yeah. Cool.
Follow
Stay
us on
saucy.
Facebook, guys. Follow us on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
And
FPL
you're already
Source,
on YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah, it helps a
Twitter.
lot with the subscribing on YouTube and all that boring stuff. Please just do it. All right, guys. Stay saucy. It's a cheers from me.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.